By Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One-on-one on a Thursday. Thank you guys for hanging out. I want to talk a little bit about the people that make this thing go, the folks from Beatrice Bakery. Tiny Pig, if you can put your contact information in, I'm going to have you stop by the station. Let me know when you can do it, and we will do that thing that you asked for us to do for your wife. So reach out to Rico, put that information on the text line, and we will honor your wishes to make her day. We can do that courtesy of Beatrice Bakery. All the goods. I've been in apple streusel mode lately. And it's funny, Vashon is being introduced to it. I think he ate an entire vanilla rum cake in the matter of the 3 hours that he was here doing a show. So there's that. Rico, if you could get Barry's music locked and loaded to get us in the mood. I am accepting more nominations for the care package, today's care package. So if you would go to theticketfm.com, the Beatrice Bakery banner is there. Just click on the banner, put in the person's name that you want to honor, celebrate, acknowledge, whatever way that is. Somebody that's had a good week, bad week. We just want to put a smile on their face. And if there's somebody that comes to mind, if I asked you, who is it that you want to see smile today, and tell me why? And we will make that happen courtesy of the folks at Beatrice Bakery. So hit me up. You can either put that in the Starter Him and text line as well. Tiny Pig did that earlier with the first care package of the day. That's where that's going. But I will do at least one more. So if you can do that, Tiny Pig, if you're listening, I'd rather you come by the station today and pick it up. But we can work on that as well. So reach out and let us know. If you would, Rico, hit that man's music.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
I love that so much. I love that. Let's bring him in, QB coach, Fairfax Football Academy, Barry Thompson. BT, what's happening, man?
Hey, I'm sorry about the setup, but I was a little late on getting the StreamYard thing, but I'm set up for next week. Excellent. Be online.
Well, yeah, because I think
everything's going great. Just got off the field.
Okay.
So, like I said, I got some college guys in, and we're doing some NFL draft prep, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I was talking to Jay about it, and I said, yeah, we had Barry look at some of these new commits and what they bring to the table, and he will let us know whether we are rightful in drinking the Husker Kool-Aid on this commitment class. Recruiting is different now that sometimes the high school kids don't get the full look, but when you have these transfer commits, you have some level of understanding for what they can do on the field at a higher level. So some of that is simple. Barry, we'll start with this because you're a quarterback's guy. When the announcement that Nebraska gets the commitment from Casey Thompson, one, we immediately understand the legacy that his dad is Charles Thompson of Oklahoma. We understand the pedigree. We understand that. But then we can flash pretty quickly to the Oklahoma-Texas game to have some idea about what the Huskers are working with. From a quarterback coach standpoint, what are we getting in Casey Thompson?
Well, I think they're getting everything they want, on paper. At this level, the guys can throw and play and do all that stuff. But here's what really got me when you dig into the story a little bit. You read his interview or listen to the interview, and you realize that the volume of due diligence that this guy put into making his decision. He went and watched pit tape. He understood how many times they threw the ball. He did a little research on Coach Whipple. He looked at the players that were there, the receivers that were there. He looked at the linemen. He really, really went in depth, and then they kind of like throw in there at the end that his dad, kind of taught him the option game from the time he was a little kid. So you're getting on paper everything that you want. The other thing that I like about him a lot is he's in the master's program.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not, this is a mature leader that stepped on the campus with 2 years to play. So now it's just, when the rubber hits the road, does everything kind of mesh together? But in terms of picking well and choosing well, I think they did a good job.
They didn't stop there because there's another talent available. Chubba Purdy and the Florida State pedigree again makes a statement that, listen,
Mm-hmm.
this is the pool we're playing in. These are the stakes that we're playing in. How is he different than from Casey Thompson?
Well, he's different in two respects. One, Whipple recruited him in college.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That says a lot there that he finally got a guy that he liked, and now he gets a chance to work him. The other thing that's big about Chubba is he has 4 years left.
Mm-hmm.
So while there's going to be competition in that room, it's a room that ultimately is going to fit together. It won't. This is not a room that immediately, after the season, you're going to see three guys hit the portal.
Right.
Right. So that's another kind of calculation these guys have to do. Right. So that pick of getting Chubba, Whipple's relationship with him, and the fact that he has 4 years remaining, that fits perfectly into a number of different slots. If Logan kind of ascends a little bit, or Torres, ascends a little bit, Heinrich ascends a little bit, right? Then this project that you're bringing along with Chubba doesn't get disrupted. Now he's looking for another school. So on paper, this looks really intelligent.
I'll ask you the question I asked Jay Foreman. How does Whipple handle implementing a new system with technically 5 or 6 new quarterbacks to that system? How does that work? Because each one's going to want time, one-on-one time. There's the group time and the collective time. But each one's going to want that one-on-one time. Each one's going to need that one-on-one time to get acclimated and get it moving. How does that work?
Well, I'd be surprised if Charles doesn't already have if Casey doesn't already have the book digested already.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And that alone, when they go to that first meeting, whenever that is, and Casey's spouting off stuff and the other guys haven't gotten used to it, that's going to make Whipple's job a lot easier.
Okay.
Right? Because everybody in the room is going to get, okay, this is how this flows. The other thing, and I mentioned this about Coach Whipple, having worked at different levels with different talent abilities, he, like I said, he either has a very simple way of teaching concepts, or he's really good at eliminating people who can't help him. So
fair.
Right. And then in whatever concepts he's working from, they're flexible enough that he doesn't get away from his principles, but he can still go do something. So as you get into this and you see the quarterback that they've chosen, and I know we're going to talk about the running backs and some other guys, you can begin to see on paper, okay, now I know how this kind of fits together.
It looks to me like you got guys who share some traits, but their differences are extreme. How does that play, right? Because now Whipple's going to he's got the Smothers athleticism, the cerebral, the competitiveness. You've got Harburg and the big arm, big, tall, athletic guy. We'll figure out how he processes. You got Casey Thompson and the work that he's already put in and the work he would put in. Chubba, and then you've got a freshman coming in who checks all the boxes.
Right. So I think that speaks to Coach Whipple's background. UMass, right? I'm not going to name all the stuff, but UMass, Pitt, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. You just, in a sense, described Ben Roethlisberger, Kenny Pickett, and no disrespect, but whoever the quarterback was at UMass.
Right. And
that was my point about him as a coordinator and this consistent track record of putting up points, regardless of the type of quarterback that he had or the style of offense that they ultimately ran. This guy has a way of getting these things down and or choosing the right guy to run the stuff.
Barry, he does a thing that you and I talk about all the time, was that his system is designed with the pure and simple focus of putting points on the board.
There you go. That is the objective.
Well, but how is that so constantly missed by people in positions of power?
And just to bring it home to people, here's something. I think maybe it's out in the ether now, but it wasn't when he made the move. When Tom Brady went from the Patriots to the Buccaneers, it was the first time in his 30 years of playing football that he was playing for an offensive head coach. Mm-hmm. And so people are kind of amazed with his skill set that the Bucs are scoring points. There's just a difference. I mean, it doesn't mean, by the way, that you can't be a defensive coach that wants to put points up. It doesn't mean that. But from the offensive side, that is the objective, is to score the ball. You know, we talk about old school stories. We had an offense that was pretty explosive. It was about 45 points a game. And the head coach, a very good head coach, a defensive, excellent, one of the best head coaches I worked for. But one time he literally came on the sideline, just a little sideline chatter, and everybody's emotional. But he goes, "You're scoring too fast." but he meant it from his defensive rest. He wanted to possess the ball and all that kind of stuff. But he literally, in a burst of emotion, said, "You're scoring too fast." And yeah, so these mindsets can get into things. It didn't hurt the team. The team was great. Coach is great. But yeah, there's a different mindset with certain people as how they want to approach the game.
We've been in too many rooms where the head coach was a defensive guy.
But I got to qualify. That head coach, one of the best head coaches I ever worked with.
Right.
I'm just a little anecdote.
Right. We have the other side of that too.
Yeah. He was a good coach.
Yeah.
It was just a funny moment.
I'm in this place now where, so they go and get Trey Parker, and then you go and get the number one running back in JUCO. Mm-hmm. How long and high is the bridge between being the top JUCO runner and being a stud runner in the Big Ten Conference?
I don't know, and to be honest, really nobody knows. But it'd take you a field. The Dodgers way back in the day used to have a bunch of pitchers, and they constantly cranked out these pitchers that were really, really good. And I think they asked Branch Rickey or whatever. They said, how do you consistently get good pitchers all the time? He goes, well, we at the minor leagues, we get as many pitchers as we can get, and then we watch and turn out who's good. Yeah. And so when you look at the two running backs, I'll get the names, DeAndre Jackson and Anthony Grant, right? You look at them, and they are very, very similar runners. Now, I've done this before, and I've been wrong. You've accumulated tight ends, and I'm watching two running backs who run well behind fullback, who line up in that I position, and you've got a quarterback who can not only throw it, but can run the option. So don't get too tingly, Nebraska, but I know what I'm seeing on tape. And so those are two guys that are very similar. So which one's going to be the Big Ten? I don't know. But those two are going to figure it out. But very noticeable when you look at the tape that they both run fullback gap scheme runners. They're both north-south people. Mm-hmm. You see them on film catching flats out of the backfield screen game, right? You can kind of smell what's coming. The only thing I don't see on the tape from these guys is pass blocking. But on the New Mexico kid, the Grant kid, mm-hmm. Here's what I really like about it. He's a football player, DP.
Mm-hmm. Middle linebacker.
Outside linebacker. He's on special teams. And that's a kid, okay, maybe he's not the next, Mike Rozier, but he's a guy that's a football player who, unlike Kirk Herbstreit, he loves football.
Right.
And you can see that this is a guy that, hey, we need you to go play outside linebacker. And he's going, okay, coach, where you want me to line up? Hey, we need you to go return a punt. Yeah, coach, how deep do you want me? Right?
Yeah.
That's what I see on tape with the Grant kid. Not taking it away from Mr. Jackson. I'm just telling you what I see on the tape with Grant.
We're fascinated here in Lincoln with the coldest to ever do it, Crawford.
All you need to know about the coldest is that Mickey Joseph is recruiting.
Yeah.
When I saw that on the 247, I was done. I mean, I did look at some tape, but come on. You got the name, and Mickey Joseph is recruiting them. I'm like, okay, let's do this. technically, you see some route running skills out of him. You see he didn't have to use it very much, right? But you see he has an understanding of a few releases. He tends to do things with the ball after he catches it. He will go up and get it. Again, a football player, you see him, right, on defense too.
Mm-hmm.
So is he the next Big Ten 3-time? I don't know. But you've got a football player and, a guy that wants to be on the field and you can move him around. So good stuff. Talking
to Barry Thompson, Fairfax Football Academy. Barry, the dynamic of Scott Frost, who likes to call offensive plays, Whipple, and him actually being the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. And then there's Mickey Joseph, who's an associate head coach.
Yes.
And the passing game coordinator.
Yes.
So it's kind of like you and I have been those two bulls in the offensive room, right? And we understand that you have to have a special kind of relationship in order to make that work. How can Nebraska make this thing? Does Scott have to get out of the way? Do you think he can get out of the way? And then how important is it for Mickey and Whipple to be on the same page?
I've always told you, I know I've said it on this station multiple times, forget the titles. The authority to coach is everything. So if you're bringing these guys in and you've got to give them the authority to coach, and whatever that means between those three, it's got to be clear and it's got to be consistent, right? That said, they are going to have some really private meetings at times.
Right.
But you can have those private meetings and they're good, right? Because you kind of all understand each other and you do it. And you can also have those private meetings where everybody's kind of going their separate corner. So the fact that they'll have the private meetings isn't a big thing. But if you're bringing Whipple in from the jump, he ideally he says, "Hey, I'm bringing you in, whatever this is." He was told from the jump and it stays consistent. And then Whipple, was okay with it. Same thing when you bring in Coach Joseph. Hey, you're the associate head coach, passing game coordinator, even though I have the OC and I like to call the plays. Whatever that is, each of those guys, Joseph and Whipple, need the authority to coach. Forget the title.
Yeah, it's going to be, to me, that dance will determine the fate of this team. Like their ability to engage and get on the same page or their inability to do so will kind of drag this team. We were talking earlier, Jay and I were talking about quarterbacks. This is the time where quarterback development is vital. No matter what level of football you're in, this is the space where development, improvement, all those things need to happen. And then for a select group of folks, they are now going to prepare themselves for the greatest opportunity in the greatest league at the highest level. You're working with a quarterback that is preparing for it's NFL prep. It's NFL grad school.
Yes.
And they've got to learn it on the go. Right. What is that process like? What's it like for a kid to jump from low-level college to preparing to be graded out and evaluated by the NFL?
Right. We're going to find out.
Right.
It looks like we're going to be working with GHG Sports. There's a process of contacting the agent. They're a small agency, looking for guys, at this level looking for a chance. So we hooked up there. That's important. Then the next important things are the training regimen, right? What is going to be best for that athlete. So the one that I'm working with, he's not going to go in and knock out 225, for 40 reps. That's not going to be his deal. His deal will be, let's blow some combine numbers away, right? Mm-hmm. And so now we're looking to get him into a combine too. There's one in Indy, I think, and then there's another one, A&C down in Atlanta, where a lot of scouts appear. So we're really prepping him on two roles now, prepping him on the 40, right? Breaking it down, working on those things, counting steps, working the 5-10-5, working on his explosiveness. He's vertical, I think is over around 38.
Wow.
He's a 4.5 40 guy, 6'7", 215, really athletic. Will pass everybody's eyeball test. But his first job is to get ready for that. Now, while that's going on, we can't forget that we have to play football. So
Right.
that's where I come in, right? We're spending an hour and a half to 2 hours a day on the field. It's not always throwing, 1,000 footballs. It's just being really, really technically sound on how on footwork, clean, make sure mechanics are remarkably clean, and make sure that all that translates into being able to put the ball exactly where it needs to go and on time. So we're in that phase of it. And then shortly there'll be some workout clips that will come out. And then after the combine, hopefully there's a QB coach out there that sees them as a project, or maybe USFL or rookie invite to rookie camp. So that's where that is on this level. It's really for him, convincing people that what you're seeing is what you see, and it's worth taking a chance on. So that's the other end of, not having ESPN around.
Am I an awful human being for comparing Mr. Myers to a baby Kaepernick? Am I?
Yeah, it's funny that comes up a lot. Yeah, he physically kind of resembles him, and that long athletic ability, the quickness. Like I said, anybody out there listening, he passes the eyeball test. He just does. And that's a crucial thing. Jay can tell you, when you're looking at an athlete, that's the first thing. And so he passes that, and he does have skill. And so yes, that's a comparison that's come up a couple of times.
Yeah, I felt bad for doing it. And I went. Somebody asked me about the kid. I'm like, no, he's Kaepernick. He's got the long gait. He's long-legged. Yep. He's got the rifle arm. Breaks down plays pretty quickly. Gets into that space. Moves comfortably in that space, no matter what level he's at. First level pocket, second level, he's still comfortable in that space, and he competes.
And he's getting better. And you can go back and look at his Charleston film. He led his team to a spring division championship. COVID shortened stuff, and they went up in championship game. And this year came back, see fall campaign. They had a close loss to Frostburg. They beat Notre Dame and then wound up losing to UNC Pembroke. No. But he finished with conference honors and things like that. And he's still getting better. He took about 3 or 4 days off after graduation, and then we've been on the field and in the gym ever since. So guy loves it. Guy's getting better, and just needs somebody to look at him and take a chance on him.
Yeah, I got a sneaky suspicion that guy is going to that guy will get paid to play quarterback pretty soon. What do we eat, big man? What's up?
Oh, you follow me online, so I threw down some jambalaya the other day. I think I've said this before, but it was just one of those days I had to throw down jambalaya. So I'll go with. I think I talked about it, right? I was going to do jambalaya.
You were gonna do it, but you didn't.
Talk about jambalaya.
Walk us through.
I'm going to tell you, jambalaya was really good.
Shut up.
This is something I didn't make. That's right. We talk about Wild Card Weekend. That's right.
Yeah.
This is something I didn't make, but it turned out like a gift to me, and it's really, really good. One of my quarterback dads, his wife is Filipino, and they saw my stuff on the online, and so just as a gift, they brought in this box, and it's a dish called pancit. It's PANCIT, pancit, and pancit, and it can be spelled with an S too. But in different regions of the Philippines, it's cooked differently. Now, I had something called pancit bihon. I don't know how to pronounce it, but BIHON. And it's these, make you hungry, DP.
Yeah, man.
It's these vermicelli noodles, the real thin, almost clear-like, and then it has among it like shredded chicken. It can have shredded pork, a little bit of shredded cabbage, which sounds weird, but it gives a nice little texture. There's carrots in there. Sometimes there's snow peas in there. And it's just this really heartwarming dish. I tell you what, this is bad to do, but it kind of reminds you, if you've had good, non-greasy fried rice, it's kind of that idea, except you have noodles, and it works together. It's not strange. And they brought me 2 boxes of it. I don't have any left. It's really good. The pancit. I didn't cook, but the big thing is check out Filipino cuisine. They do know their way around the seasoning cabinet. and the food is really, really good. So I was lazy. I ate. I didn't cook.
Hey, man, that's all right. Now we're all hungry. Appreciate you, brother. Love you, man. We'll talk next week.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Hey, Barry Thompson, Fairfax Football Academy. I'm gonna send you pictures, a video of this kid he's training. 6'6.5", 215, 220, rocket arm, baby Kaepernick, getting him ready for the NFL combines. Yeah.
Where'd he go to college?
He bounced around because he went to a JUCO, then a lower level. I'll send you the tape. Pretty good ball player. And Barry's the work that's been done, and people are starting to call about him. That's how you know there's traction. But yeah, just think Kaepernick. That's
pretty good.
Yeah, not bad at all. We'll throw it a break. We will address Beatrice Bakery. You got a couple of nominations. I'll read one of them coming up next, but you can, in fact, nominate somebody for a Beatrice Bakery care package. Again, it's just if I asked you to pause for a minute and think of somebody in your life, in your circle, that you want to see smile today because you said you cared and that you were thoughtful of them, go to theticketfm.com and click the Beatrice Bakery banner and nominate them for a Beatrice Bakery care package. Variety of cakes we can put in there, treats, snacks, samples, the whole thing. Or you can put it here on the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685, if you would, and we will give those away next.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In basketball over the weekend, it was a dramatic week for city schools. Lincoln North Star lost this weekend to Elkhorn South 64-61 in overtime. Lincoln Southwest would also lose in overtime to Gretna 59-54. Lincoln Pius X rolled past Omaha Bryan 74-38. Sam Hastrader led all scorers with 22. Lincoln Southeast won over Omaha Benson 75-65. Lincoln Northeast lost to Miller North 71-55. They could not slow down Green from Miller North, who would end the night with 28 points, leading all scorers. Lincoln High lost to Millard South 63-53. Norris would fall just short against Creek, losing 57-52 in overtime. In basketball on Monday, Waverly fell to Bennington 66-59. The girls would also lose to Bennington 49-37. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns big or small in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606. or learn more at highelectric.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Another bitterly cold day on the way. After starting off near 0, we only climbed to around 17 this afternoon. Despite plenty of sunshine, a light south wind at around 10. Overnight, partly cloudy with a low down to around 4. Increasing cloud cover tomorrow, but warmer. We'll see an afternoon high of around 31. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
They say one great thing leads to another, and that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, they'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a ready next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
You spend more time in your garage than outdoors in the wintertime. Isn't it time to get it organized? Call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for his variety of organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that'll be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. You don't need to bring the same clutter from last year into the new year. Travis has storage options for cabinets, monkey bar shelving, or slat wall, and more. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638.
Back to One-on-One with DP. Presented by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. One-on-One. Rico's here. You were just speaking something to me. Repeat that, please.
Yes. Sorry, I hit the wrong one.
Okay.
Saturday Tradition, which is the home of Big Ten football. I don't know.
It's not really.
Not really.
It's
I mean,
not
they've
really.
I don't know. They're verified. They've got a bunch of followers. Whatever. They made their own way too early 2022 quarterback power rankings. For
Do
the
we
Big
love
Ten.
them or hate them?
Well, I will give you number 1 and number 14, and then I will let you guess.
Well, number 1 is the guy at Ohio State.
Okay, then I will give you number 2 and number 14.
Okay.
Aiden O'Connell, Purdue, is number 2. And number 14 is Ryan Helinski, Northwestern. Where do you
Chuba's
believe
15 and
they have
Casey's 4?
So for Nebraska's, they have both quarterbacks together.
Oh, they have them
Yeah,
together.
every team has, their quarterbacks.
Uh-huh.
Everybody else has one quarterback. Nebraska's the only one with 2,
Mhm.
but they're together in the rankings. Where do you think Nebraska's quarterbacks rank on Saturday Tradition's way too early quarterback power rankings?
They should be at wow. Now that I think about it. Knucklehead Crew probably has them at 6.
Number 6 is Cade McNamara, Michigan.
Yeah, that's so they put them after that because they love Cade.
Number 8,
Shut up. It's so stupid.
in front of the likes of
Yeah.
Tanner Morgan,
Woo!
Graham Mertz,
Woo!
Spencer Petras,
Come on.
Tommy DeVito, Noah Vedral, Ryan Helinski. So according to this,
Mhm.
Nebraska's quarterbacks are the second best quarterbacks in the Big Ten West. And the 8th best quarterbacks in the entire Big Ten.
Well, they play at 8. Well, where was Adrian?
Adrian
Was not 8th. He was higher than that.
He was higher. Every year he was everywhere, but I
Right.
believe
He was
last
never
year
8.
No, this last year he was in the top 5, I believe.
He was
Because
never
he was ahead of Peyton Thorne. Nobody knew Peyton Thorne was going to be as good as Peyton Thorne was.
Peyton Thorne didn't know. Peyton Thorne didn't know he
No.
was going to be.
Peyton Thorne is 3rd on here, by the way. The top 5 are Stroud, O'Connell, Thorne, Taulia, Clifford.
Yeah,
And then the reigning Big Ten champ is number 6.
Like if you put Taulia 2, I'd be okay. Clifford 4 or so, but I would not choose.
I don't know why Aiden O'Connell's number 2.
Yeah, I don't.
Purdue had a good year, but I don't know if they had a
No.
second best quarterback in the Big Ten year.
No, I would base it on who I would choose from my team. right? So Stroud is 1, Taulia probably 2.
I might have Sean Clifford too.
I'm not a Sean Clifford fan.
I think he's good. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I think he's good though.
Like I'm not a fan. Like if you put Taulia with Penn State, they would all be better for it. Clifford may not have won a game at Maryland.
I don't know.
There's nothing about him.
I like Cliff. He's a strong arm. He's athletic enough.
See that whole strong arm thing. People don't even I don't even know what do you mean by strong arm?
I mean, he can throw the ball down the field accurately.
He can throw it long. Doesn't mean accurately.
He throw it accurately down the field.
He had 7 overthrows against Michigan.
He got hurt.
He had 4.
He was hurt in that game.
Well, I mean, but arm strength isn't affected by injury. That's ball placement, velocity, quickness of release, explosiveness. That's not an injury-based thing.
Well, the ball placement, like you just said, it's affected by the injury. He still had the strength to get it there. He just wasn't putting it where he normally puts it.
Well, then we can't talk like you can have that conversation about Adrian and go, well, dude was injured all year. So every evaluation of Adrian should begin with he was injured all year.
Well, exactly. That's how I begin it.
Which is the excuse. Now, my arm strength to me is, can he throw the corner route with velocity and placement?
Can he throw it from the left hash to the right side?
Right. Well, I mean, because that's the long throw. The long out is the most readable when it comes to arm strength.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you've got to talk about release and you got to talk about IQ.
Mm-hmm.
What do you understand what you're throwing into and understand what you're throwing against, which he does not do well. So, but I get, okay, people like watching.
Taulia made the same mistakes.
He really did. He really did. There's Stroud and then there's
everyone else.
So that's kind of how that works. But how many of them did what Thompson did against his biggest rival?
Touche.
Right. So, but
anyway, you've got the two you've got the 2 schools with transfer quarterbacks who are probably going to start right in the middle of the pack at 7 and 8 with Indiana and the Missouri transfer Connor Bezelak. So 7. You literally have.
Where's Logan Smothers, doggone it?
He's not even. It says Casey Thompson, Chubba Purdy.
So the last guy who started doesn't get any.
Nope.
And where's Vedral?
Vedral is 13th, which I think is a slap in the face.
That's offensive. That's just rude.
I would take Noah Vedral over Tommy DeVito at Illinois.
Right, like that's okay. So.
Honestly, if you put Noah Vedral on Wisconsin, they win more games.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Graham Mertz isn't good. Why are people trying to make Graham Mertz a thing still?
Because people buy into because he looks approachable.
Every Wisconsin quarterback looks approachable.
Nick is looking at Bruce Springsteen dancing in the dark. I think they're going to try and do the Carlton dance today.
Ooh.
I think that's what they're going to try.
We got to get that on the stream.
I think they're going to try to do that. Nick broke a promise to me yesterday.
Nicholas.
He broke a promise because he was dancing before the show and he promised that he was going to cut that clip and put it online.
That's right.
He did not.
I forgot to post that part. I was posting Beatrice Bakery and the other one, the other clip of the day.
I'm just pointing.
Shoot, would you like me to post it right now?
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing now, other than listening to Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, you guys saw that?
Yeah,
and watching Courtney Cox.
Well, there's nothing but glass here. So
yeah,
yes.
I thought you guys would be in a deep conversation.
We were. Did that was whole.
Where do you think Casey Thompson and Chubba Purdy are in Saturday Traditions? Way too early. 2022 Big 10 quarterback power rankings. That's a lot of words.
So just like the top 14?
Top 14.
I would say Chubba Purdy's not in the top 14.
Well, they are together. It's Casey Thompson, Chubba Purdy.
They're a package deal.
Yeah.
I'd say middle of the pack, little above the middle of the pack. The only reason I say that is because the Big 10, they don't have a lot of great quarterbacks. It's more great running backs. Like, I guess I don't know what names you guys have said. Like Graham Mertz is a bad quarterback, in my opinion.
They are above Graham Mertz. CJ Stroud is number 1. Aiden O'Connell is number 2.
Oh, okay.
That's the face I made.
Yeah, that's the face we all made.
Who would we put at number 2?
I said Sean Clifford or Taulia. He said,
"Oh, I would like
Taulia.
Talia.
I mean, I would also
think-
have Cade McNamara out there.
I was just saying,
higher
well,
than he is.
see, Michigan's interesting because now next year
He's not
they
even
have
a guy.
Yeah, now he's not the guy necessarily because Cade McNamara and JJ McCarthy split time. And so now McCarthy has actual experience in certain situations. So that's interesting.
Well, I guess
Plus,
they have Cade here.
can we say what if Jim Harbaugh is not the coach?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
That's a question.
Is that still a thing?
That's still a thing.
It just came
Las
out yesterday
Vegas.
that it was
Las
like, yeah,
Vegas.
if he gets offered the Las Vegas job, he's taking it.
Oh, of course it's Vegas.
And turning down
But you are correct. They are almost directly middle of the pack. They are number 8.
Yeah.
Connor
I think that's a good
Bazelak
spot.
at Indiana is number 7. So
The
he's
Missouri transfer.
right in the
The
middle.
Missouri transfer over the Texas/Florida State transfer.
Yeah, because
Interesting.
because
Who-
there's no bias there. at
Where's
all.
like 4? Who's like 4, 5, 6? Is like where's Peyton Thorne?
Peyton Thorne is 3. Talia is number 4. Clifford's number 5. McNamara is number 6.
Boop.
Thompson and Purdy are directly above Tanner Morgan.
Oh, I would.
Tanner
I-
Morgan needs to be higher.
I
I don't
would-
like Tanner Morgan,
I
but
think
Tanner
so,
Morgan
too.
needs to be
No,
higher.
he doesn't.
Higher than them?
If Tanner Morgan walked in, we interviewed him in Big Ten.
Yeah.
If he walked in this thing right now, you said, "What sport do I play?" Quarterback and football are not the things that come to mind.
They're not the two. Who's the
No.
worst? Let's try to pick the worst one. Hold on.
Okay, you should get the worst 3. Well, one of them is rude, but you should get it.
Okay, like whoever Illinois' quarterback is.
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, that's not who I would
That's
have
12.
guessed. So he's 12. Where's Petrus?
11, right above
wow.
bottom 3.
Wow. He's not asked to do much. Is Graham Mertz somewhere?
10, right above Petrus.
Dang. Who am I forgetting? Iowa.
They are 2 very forgettable schools.
You forget they're in the Big Ten. You only remember them doing, doing basketball. season,
whoever
baseball season.
Rutgers quarterback is.
Noah Vedral.
Vedral.
He's still there?
Yeah,
Apparently, he's back.
Wow.
which I think is very rude to have.
Where's
him.
he at?
He's back.
He's at Rutgers.
No, what?
13th.
Okay.
So the face I made.
Yeah, there's a couple things I'd change. Okay, then who's 14th?
Come on, Nick.
Who am I forgetting? I gotta look up at the stickers.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you only think about this team when it comes to academic All-Americans.
No more Hunter Johnson. So whoever's at Northwestern,
Ryan Holinsky,
Right.
the South
he's
Carolina
still there.
transfer.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah, can we believe it's such a Dabo thing? I know we haven't talked about this in this little sidebar. It's such a Dabo thing that the first player he gets out of the transfer portal ever after he talks bad about the transfer portal is his former Clemson guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To not play. I mean, he's not going to probably start over DJ.
Honestly, that would be hilarious. Like Northwestern just horribly mismanaged it, and they just didn't surround him with anything. He turns out to be like a Heisman finalist in class.
Is that the only transfer portal person?
I believe so.
As
That's the
far
only,
as we know, that is the only transfer.
that's the
portal
only
person.
transfer Dabo's ever gotten.
I
out of
need
the
to
portal.
know exactly what that number is.
I'll do some
I need
research.
to know
here.
exactly what that number
The
is.
man refuses
Yeah.
to move with the times.
Concrete feet.
How many years does Dabo have left at Clemson?
He got an
if they
extension a couple years ago.
if they keep having like 8-4, 9 and
They're
No,
not.
they won. They
They're
won
not.
10 years. They won 10 games
They're
this
not.
year, which is a down year for Clemson.
Yeah, they're not.
So that's what I'm saying. What if
No, he's there.
he's there?
He's there.
All right.
He's there. That's what that is. So,
Dabo Sweeney is through 25-26.
I'd expect at least that long.
Yeah, can't have the buyout.
Oh no,
Yeah,
never
that's
mind.
right.
That's annual compensation through includes an 800,000 completion. He's through 2028.
Oh yeah, he's
He ain't
fine.
going anywhere.
Yeah.
He ain't going
Enjoy the time.
All right.
Dabo.
We'll throw the break. We'll close out one-on-one with Beatrice Bakery nomination. We'll do that next on one-on-one 93.7 The Ticket.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Another bitterly cold day on the way. After starting off near 0, we only climbed to around 17 this afternoon. Despite plenty of sunshine, a light south wind at around 10. Overnight, partly cloudy with a low down to around 4. Increasing cloud cover tomorrow, but warmer. We'll see an afternoon high of around 31. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
They say one great thing leads to another, and that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, they'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a ready next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, hatch mac burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant, and you can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Today on Hey Culligan, unnecessary contaminants. Here's the referee.
Hey Culligan, that's a flag on my water for flagrant foul taste.
Ooh, that's a tough one, ref, but the solution is a Culligan Smart RO drinking water system that reduces up to 58 contaminants, making your water safer and delicious.
Yeah, I guess I missed that call.
And with the Culligan Connect app, you always know when your filters need changing.
The water's up and it's good.
Good call, ref, and we're already on the way.
Try a Culligan water softener for just $9.95 per month. Go to CulliganLincoln.com.
Back to One-on-One with DP, presented by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment, one-on-one. We'll hand it over to the captain, Rashawn Jackson, at 11. He has got one for you today. He will be joined in his show by the one and only Amon Green.
Oh.
That's a conversation you want to hear. You want to do that. Through Beatrice Bakery and the care packages, the Make Someone Smile project that we're working on. We have several nominations, of course. You guys are appreciated, and you can always nominate just to get people into the pool because we do at least one each day. So you have that ability to do so. But today's nominee, we go, Tiny Pig, we got yours, so you can stop by the station and pick yours up. You can pick these up, or if you really need, we prefer that you pick them up and deliver them yourself so you can see the effect that you have on people. Today, it's a teacher from Team Huntington Elementary, the English language learners team at Huntington Elementary School. The quote is this: "They have done an amazing job during this pandemic with helping these kids learn and grow in the English language. How they continue to help these kids through the distance learning last year and all the constant changes this year has been nothing short of Hall of Fame worthy." Well, we agree with you. We absolutely agree with you. So we will set aside a care package for Huntington Elementary School and their teachers there. We appreciate the work that you're doing. It's a labor of love. No matter, we couldn't pay you enough to do what you do, taking care of our young kids, especially those in special need. And we thank you for stepping up and standing up in these difficult times. We need more people like that in the community doing the work that they do as well. Also, speaking of, last night we had the second edition of Teammates Mentoring Hour. It was amazing. We had a great group who came in and broke down. Most of them, two of the folks were a part of Lincoln Public Schools. One was a principal and a basketball coach. As a matter of fact, Coach Ewing was Aaron Davis's high school basketball coach, and Aaron Davis was doing the post game, the show immediately following Teammates, and so they came in and had a moment where it's like, wait a minute, he coached Aaron in basketball, and they had a moment there. And if you're not listening to Teammates Mentoring Hour and riffing with Chris Raff and Aaron Davis, you're missing out. Last night, Tom Banderas and Clyster Johnson in the 2 hours that follow. That was 7 to 9. They'll be on next week, 7 to 9 as well. Tonight, What's the Buzz with Buzzy Carruthers from the Huskers basketball program. The Truth with CJ Wilcher and Kobe Webster from 6 to 7. They will carry you through. There is no women's game tonight, so there's no women's post-game show. But there's that. You have the ability. But here's what we found out. Next Wednesday, Teammates Mentoring Hour, Des Moines Adams will be in studio. Oh, and by the way, with him, Coach Tom Osborne. And we'll talk about teammates mentoring, and you folks can step up, nominate yourselves for being a mentor, helping young people in the Lincoln community get through their get through. And it doesn't take much. It's an hour a week for 24 of 40 school weeks. And you just meet at school. You just sit at a table and have conversation with them. I think we can improve the numbers. There's a waiting list in the hundreds of young people waiting for some grown-up to make themselves available just to listen to them or talk to them. We're looking forward to that happening. We'll keep challenging you all. We will do that. You can go through and nominate. TicketFM.com. Jump on there. Get your nominations for Beatrice Bakery. I know that Rico and Nick are also going to do one. You can do that today or tomorrow. What do you?
I think we might go tomorrow.
Okay.
Talk to
well, we
Nick
have
about
two
that
today, and then you and your show and then Box Show can both go tomorrow.
Okay.
And we'll get that in. We want to send a shout out to Rick Meyer and his family. Having difficult times, but we're here rooting for you as a community. We're rooting for you, my friend. We're wishing better for. What are you and Nick going to talk about today on Happy Hour?
We kind of discussing some stuff the other day. Two big topics we're going to hit on. Really, one big topic and one kind of silly topic. The first one, the big one, is what is the reaction by Nebraska fans if we go through the spring, we go through the summer, we go through the fall, first game comes around, Logan Smothers is your starting quarterback.
Some things have gone terribly wrong.
Have things gone wrong, or have things open competition? Logan Smothers proved himself to be the superior quarterback. Have things gone right? That's where the question is.
If he's your starter, he earned it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
If he's your starter, he kicked everyone's tail.
That's what I told Nick yesterday. I said, if Logan Smothers is the starter game one,
he stepped up. I
feel fantastic because that means he has gone above and beyond to earn that starting spot.
Yeah, he's playing in another.
And then kind of something Jake brought up to us, kind of something silly. Does Nebraska basketball make the tournament if they win their last 12 games?
NIT.
That's kind of where we're sitting. I said they'd be a bubble NCAA tournament team.
NIT.
I thought we went through the schedule. I was like, oh, it's the Big Ten. Like,
NIT.
it's going to be rough. It's hard, but it's not as hard as you would believe. If it's the rest
of their games, yeah, no, they'll run through. If it's the rest of their games, yeah. Because that means what we're thinking is that they'll also win. You don't go on a streak and then lose first round of the Big Ten tournament.
Well, that was my thing, is if they go win 12 in a row and they lose right away, they're a bubble team. If they go if they win through all of it and win at least their first matchup in the tournament, the Big Ten tournament, They make the NCAA tournament.
Because they would have beaten.
But they only have 3 ranked teams remaining out of the 12.
Yeah, but that means that they would be middle of the pack to the bottom, like middle third rather than bottom.
They would
third.
have a bye. They would have 1 bye, and then they would play.
With a bye, they'd still have to win the first game of the tournament to get in. So there's that. All right, well, buckle up. That's one-on-one for the day. Stay tuned. Again, it is to Captain Sean Jackson and drum roll. Amon Green will join him during the Captain Show. That's it for me. I'm going to hand it over. Let VJ and Nick get you through till 2 o'clock before Rico and Nick take over. And then Bach and Strick.
They say one great thing leads to another. And that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon.